4 years ago today, I sat in a Spanish restaurant for almost a full hour, just waiting, impatiently, waiting for a bill that was never going to come. And that was the moment it hit me. Nobody had warned me about any of this. These are some of the unspoken rules of Spain. The stuff no guideline tells you, the things that completely blew my mind when we moved here. And today, from my desk to yours, I'm sharing all 12, including one nighttime habit that for 4 years on still feels like a fever dream. That one's last, so stick around for it. How's it? I'm Heidi. We moved our family from South Africa to Málaga 4 years ago, and we've made just about every mistake going. So you don't have to. The 12 unspoken rules of Spain. Rule number 1, and it's the one that got me. They will never bring you the bill. Ever. You can sit there until the sun goes down and it will not arrive. Because here's the thing. In Spain, rushing out is considered rude. Dropping the bill on your table is almost like saying, right, off you go. So your table is yours for as long as you want it. So when you're ready, you catch the eye of the waiter and you ask, "La cuenta," the bill, and they will bring it to you. And let me tell you, it also then takes quite a while for it to come, but 4 years in and I'm still forgetting. Rule number 2, everything runs later than expected. Lunch is the big meal around 2 or 3 in the afternoon and it lingers. There's actually a word for it. Sobremesa. Literally, it means over the table. That lovely hour after the food's gone where you just sit, sip an espresso and chat. And dinner that doesn't even get you going out until 9 or 10 at night. So if you head out for dinner at 6, you'll be eating completely alone. Trust me, I've done it. And sometimes I still do because I like to go to bed early. That's fine too. Rule 3, tipping. And this felt so wrong to my South African brain. Back home, you leave at least a 10 or a 15% tip without thinking. Here, you round up. €1 or 2 if the service was lovely, and that's plenty. In fact, try to add a big tip onto your card and they'll often just refuse it. They want exactly what's on the bill. Rule 4, and this one I will never forget. My first week here, I walked down the main road at 3 in the afternoon and it was like a scene out of The Walking Dead. Completely dead. Every shop locked behind these big metal shutters. Now, we've all heard of the siesta, but after 4 years, I can tell you, it's really about sleeping. It's about life shifting gears. The small shops close roughly till about 5, and people go home, they cook a proper lunch because it's the main meal of the day, and actually be with their families. It took my brain a solid year, maybe 2, maybe 4, to stop trying to run errands at 3 o'clock or even at 2 o'clock. And Sundays, a lot of it is also closed. So be warned. Do your shopping in advance if you're visiting on a Sunday. Rule 5 is a delicious one, and I've got to be straight with you here. In Málaga, the coast, these famous free tapas everyone raves about, they're mostly gone now. But head inland to Granada, or even my favorite, Jaén, order a drink and a little plate of food just appears, free. Every single round. It's part of this whole way of eating called Tapeo. You hop from bar to bar, one drink, and you have a little tapa at each stop, sharing as you go. It's social, it's cheap, and honestly, one of my favorite things to do when we travel inland. Rule 6, greetings. Oh, I got this so wrong. In South Africa, it's a handshake, or sometimes, if you know someone, a hug. Well, here it's dos besos, 2 kisses, one on each cheek. Just for about everyone you meet. But here's the trap I fell straight into. They're not actually kisses. It's a cheek to cheek with an air kiss and that little sound. My first few months were a total comedy of errors. Me easing in for a stiff South African handshake or kiss, then leaning in for a double kiss. Oh, full of collision. So here's your tip. Go first to the right, and then air kiss, and then switch sides. You're safe, and it's a proper rite of passage for every expat. Rule 7, loud does not mean angry. You'll be sitting at a cafe, and at a table beside you, it'll sound like they're having a full-on argument. Voices are raised, talking over each other, hands flying everywhere. 9 times out of 10, they're agreeing. enthusiastically. It's animated. It's passionate. It's full of life. It took me a good while to stop bracing for a fight that was never actually coming. Rule number 8, water and bread. So 2 little things at each restaurant that catch everyone out. Water doesn't just arrive. They'll ask you, con gas or sin gas, which means sparkling or still. Now, these are not for free. These are paid. But if you want plain tap water, you have to ask for it specifically. And that bread that lands on the table, often quite a hefty charge. So it's not free. Nothing major. Just don't be surprised when you see it on the bill. This is one of my favorites. Rule 9 baffled me for months. You walk into the fresh market or a pharmacy or anywhere and there's no queue, just a cluster of people all standing around. So what do? You walk in and you ask, ¿Quién es el último? Who is last? Someone will raise a hand, and remember, you're after them and you wait for your turn. It looks like absolute chaos, but it's secretly the most organized system going. Once it clicks, you'll never see a messy queue the same way again. And I love to be asked, ¿Quién es el último? Then it's my turn to raise my hand. Rule 10. Important if you're planning a trip. In August, the cities are all emptied out. The locals all head to the coast, and small businesses are shut for weeks. You'll walk up to your favorite little restaurant and find a handwritten note on the door back in September. So it's peaceful in its own way, but if you're relying on those little local spots, plan ahead. Rule 11, assume everyone speaks English. In the busy coastal resorts and city centers, sure, you'll be fine, but step outside those and it gets patchy fast. Here's the magic though, even a few words of Spanish earns you so much warmth. A hola or gracias por favor goes a really long way. And it's worth knowing Spain has whole regional languages of its own. So Catalan, Galician, Basque. So Spanish isn't even the full picture, depending on where you are. But the biggest shift of all, that's the one. And it's the reason we'll never go back to our old life. Which brings me to rule 12. The fever dream I promised you. My first summer here. A random Tuesday about 11 o'clock at night. The sun is still shining. I walked out into our local town square and it was buzzing. Toddlers on scooters, kids booting a football against a church wall, babies in prams while their parents sat outside eating, laughing, in no rush at all. I genuinely stood there thinking, is this a festival? It wasn't. It was just a normal Tuesday. Because here, children aren't shut away from adult life. They're a part of it. The streets feel safe. The whole community look out for each other. And that leads me to the thing that's changed our life the most. Coming from South Africa, we drove everywhere because we had to. Here, we walk. We walk to the shops. We walk home at night. The kids, well, the whole family, they just walk. It feels safe. 4 years here has completely rewired how I see things. Spain quietly swaps that rush for actually living the moment right in front of you. So those are my 12 unwritten rules, the things I genuinely wish someone had told me 4 years ago. Now I want to hear from you. If you've been to Spain, which of these caught you out the most? Drop it in the comments and I'll read every single one. And if you want honest, real life insight into living and exploring this incredible country with us, hit subscribe and come say hi over at SpainOnFoot.com.